So there. I got a story
Oh, wow.
that
Okay.
I
Yeah.
want to share with everybody, and Dave will throw up the picture here in just a moment. We had, which I thought was a very good show. I had a chance to work with Matt Menard on Saturday, and we did 2 hours of Collision and then an hour of Battle of the Belts 10 on Saturday, and I thought it worked out quite well. Um, so we meet with Tony Khan at about 6, and we stay in there till about 7:15. And at 7:30, I go into the talent relations room, which is where I stay, and I reach down to look at something in my computer, and there was a board hanging down, and the board caught me in the head. Okay. Now I'm thinking, oh, I got a bump. All right. So I go in the bathroom and I'm going to take a piss in the bathroom. And now I feel something in my head. Now there's blood streaming down my face.
Oh, God.
Okay. Now we're talking about 30 minutes before airtime.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm reaching for the toilet paper and I got the suit on. So I'm still doing this. I'm pissing, reaching for the toilet paper, blood streaming down my face and doing this with one hand. I finally get some toilet paper in my hand. I put it up and I go across to the room where the doctors are. And so they are patching me up. And we got that picture of me getting patched up by the doctor. Uh, uh, the bird that you're seeing there, you see Megan, who's one of our great physicians. And the bird you're seeing is because somebody from social media came in,
Jeff
and
Jones.
it wasn't Jeff. Jeff wasn't there. It's one of his minions, and he said, "What the fuck happened to you?" I'm not going to say what I told him what happened to me because it was really funny. Okay, but
You
and
don't
he
want
said,
us to laugh? You don't want us to laugh?
uh, so anyway, I said,
Got it.
you're trying to pull it out of me, don't you? Aren't
Yeah,
you?
no, I understand what I'm picking up what you're putting down now. I got
Okay,
it.
so anyway, I said, what he said, I want to take a picture for Jeff Jones. Let him know what's going on. I said, oh, take this picture. So they patched me up as best they could. And then I ran over to makeup because there was blood in my scalp and they're cleaning up my scalp. And now it's like 7:45 and we got to be out there like at 7:50. And I go down to makeup and they're full of my hair. And I do the interview with Thunder Rosa. And I get, as soon as I sit down after the text Thunder Rosa, I get a text from JR that says, need a haircut, fella.
So great.
So anyway, so just to let you know that I was very lucky that we had medical staff because it was pouring down my face. I probably should have walked out with blood pouring down my face. It would have been
Oh,
great.
dude, it would have been awesome.
Yeah, right.
You could have just been like, I ran into John Moxley backstage, and
Yeah, that would have been good.
yeah.
Uh,
Hey, that's a wild story. I mean, did you have to get a stitch or anything, or no?
I did not need to get a stitch, but they had to put pressure on it, and they had to put pressure on it, and then they had to I don't know, put something on it, whatever. I just texted you and Dave what I said, and I said it loud for everybody to hear me. And so it was quite an adventure, but it didn't bleed anymore, and here I am. Old.
I got a little pro tip for you, Tony, and maybe
All right.
you can start doing this because
All
I
right.
realize that necessity is the mother of invention. And so if you're going to be continuing to make these towns 48 shows a week and frequent flyer miles and diamond status on every airline in the world,
Yep.
then you've probably got to start having some backup plans. And you've told
Okay.
us before that you travel with an extra pair of underwear because you're
Yes.
just prepared.
I need to add this, and I almost shit my pants too when I hit my head.
Oh, that's great. That would have been awesome, man.
Yeah.
If you could have been gushing, peeing, and shitting
At the same
all at
time,
the same time.
and reaching at the same time.
If you could have worked a sneeze in.
Classic. It'd have been That'd have been a classic old man night, wouldn't
It's a hat trick of gross bodily fluids. Here we go. So, Tony, without further ado, let's do it, man. We're going to be watching an old school episode of Monday Night Raw. We're going to go back to April 17th, 2000. So as folks are listening to this was 24 years ago today. And WCW is still limping along. On the other channels where they're doing like the Big Bang and they're blowing everything up, and Russo and Bischoff, oh my, and we're stripping champions and getting ready for it's just a wild time in WCW. Meanwhile, the WWF is trucking right along, but you weren't watching this back then, right, Tony?
No, I was not watching the competition, much like today, where I really don't watch the competition. And I've given my reasons. I think that as a wrestling fan, you can watch it, but as a wrestling announcer, I think sometimes we try to mimic what we hear. I go back to what Vin Scully said years ago, to me, the greatest baseball announcer ever, who said, I don't listen to anybody else because I want to be my own person. And he never listened to any other baseball announcers. So I try not to listen to any other wrestling announcers do their stuff. I guess I could watch it with the sound down, but I don't watch it today, and I didn't watch it back then. I'm worried about my own shit, not anybody else's.
I want everybody to watch with us. I think this will be fun. We are not going to be voice tracking it. So Tony and I are just going to make fun of it. If you want to hear the audio, you're just going to watch it on your own some other time, but do a third screen experience with us. Watch along with us. It's April 17th, 2000. Or if you're watching on Peacock like we are, you just want to look up Monday Night Raw. Go to season 8, episode 16. One more time. It's April 17th, 2000. Or according to Peacock, season 8, episode 16 of Monday Night Raw. And this ought to be a fun show. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-free shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.